PrintTax is a tax collection software. We have been able to integrate that very closely with the print production processes. ABS is a print and fulfillment organization. We've been doing tax bill processing for 25 plus years. As we learned more about, the tax world in general and started getting more clients, about 10 years ago, we saw a need or an opportunity to take our knowledge of the tax bill data and the ORP system and create a collection software, and that's when PrintTax was born. So we're printers that got into the software business, and they very closely tie to each other. So difference between a lot of other tax collection softwares is if they can generate a facsimile of the bill, it is just that. It's not exactly what went out to the property owner. With the case of PrintTax and ABS doing both of those functions, the PDFs that you see on the PrintTax system are exactly what was sent to the customer. PrintTax is a cloud-based application, so there's no software that you guys need to install in your systems in the school. As long as you have an internet connection and a username and password, you are able to get on the system, wherever you are. So, like I said, we're going to jump right in. I'm going to sort of run down each of these different items here and probably skip around a little bit. The managed reports we'll talk about a little bit afterwards, but here is, more or less the high-level search criteria, and this portion here is actually what the public link would show. Once you get into the search, it's not going to give them some of the things that I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes, but this is exactly what somebody coming into the school website would be able to see in search. So, I always start with, just Smith, and what happens, that brings up all the Smiths within the school district. If it's outside, they're going to have the opportunity to view and look at a summary. So the summary, if we go into it, will start to show you more, information about the specific parcel. Whatever's on the tax bill in most cases is on this page. You've got your penalty sections. You've got the pay online button here. This is what would port you to the satellite.biz website that is secure for taking the payments from the property owners. So pretty straightforward here. Again, just as the link says, it's a summary of everything that's right now. Receipting, this is where you would go to do actual payments. Normally here is where you would be entering payments if you're doing them manually. You'd be able to pull in, depending on your penalties, your different penalty amounts. If you have additional charges, you can enter those. A lot of municipalities have a $1 or $2 letter fee after a certain period of time. And then you have an opportunity to select whether it's a cash, a check, or an online payment, a payment type, if it's a correction, sales tax or write-off, and then an opportunity to put some notes in. But this is where you're going to go for entering payments yourself if you're doing it. So those are the first two pieces of links. Then on the system, then you can actually do some updates. If by chance you get a late escrow after the bills have already gone out, this page gives you all the original information that were on the tax bill, and then gives you the opportunity to change it. So that's just updating a bill, assuming nothing changed. The split section is if all of a sudden there was a property that was divided in two parcels and, you got that information from either the assessor or the county, you can come in here and start to change the frontage, the dimensions, obviously the tax amounts, do all that to create two bills out of what was initially just one. And then really the last one is the view. And again, this tax bill will be exactly what goes out to the property owners in August. That pretty much gives you everything here in the main search criteria, search for the tax bill. What we've made is a quick pay button so that you can literally just go to a bill number if you've got a stack in front of you. I'm going to pay this bill as if it were in front of me today. I'm going to put the maximum penalty. I'm going to throw that $2 charge in there. So your new amount is $1864.55, and again, it shows you, right now in the proposed payment, There's your base. Here's your penalty. Here's any additional amounts. Here's your total that's going to be paid. And if we say that that was paid via check and it was paid with check number 999, and we're going to keep this, we're going to use the same batch that I have open. I'm going to show you why in just a little bit. So once we've entered all that information, we hit the submit payment, and now it's actually taking it in. So you can see that that payment was made today. Here's the amount, and your current balance is 0. Before I get into the managed reports, I'm going to roll through some of these. You know, we've got a couple of quick at-a-glance reports that we felt were something that wanted to be just a click of the button. So at any given time, you can see who didn't pay. That's a quick not paid report. Then we have an overpaid report, and then we've got an adjustments report too. So again, if there are any adjustments made, this shows it just at a quick glance what the bill number was and the dollar amount of the adjustment.
Okay.
Warrant by town is another quick report. Again, just by Swiss code, this just gives you, you know, at a glance, the total warrant for each Swiss, if there were any adjustments, the net after that, and the parcel counts. Trial balance. Again, this is another quick, just as you're going through the collection process, you know, you've got your total, you've got any adjustments that were made, your expected, the percentage of where you are as far as your collection. We put this percentage in there, gives you the penalties, then the miscellaneous, and then your total. So again, just a quick and easy report that are clicks of the button that you can see without going through a whole lot of rigmarole. Tax roll. This actually mimics the tax roll that you get from the county. It'll look just like the tax rolls that you're used to seeing, but it will have the payment information in here if they're paid. Receipts register. This is just showing some of the batch information, and this is that payment that we just put in. So this is the receipt in the open batches right now. So, you know, we had some of those stock reports that were just a click of the button for you, but this report generator really provides a la carte report building. So as far as data fields, you can see just about every piece in information on the tax bill is listed here as different items. So you can start picking what you want to build.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Really driving some data.
And the great thing is, once you build these, you can then save the report. You can name it whatever you want, hit save report, and all of a sudden, boom, you're going to have these reports. At the end of your tax collection, typically you have to pay, you know, transfer any of your unpaid properties to the county. That's what this export button is for. So we'll work with the county to find out what data layout they need for this information, and it'll be just, again, a click of the button for you. We set it up, we picked, you know, whether we want to have, you know, different Swiss codes or all of the Swiss codes, hit export, that will create a file, you forward that to the county and you're done. If there's any other reasons that you need exported data or something different than unpaid, that would be something that we would look at and we could build for you. That would just be a project ticket that we would scope out what you need with our IT folks, come back to you with a quote, and then we can design something specific for you. And then obviously the import is, you know, going the other way. This is where we've, you know, have some universal receipt layouts that if I'm working with a new financial institution, typically our technical staff will coordinate with their technical staff and say, okay, what do you want? If they don't have anything built to send to us, we send them, you know, some of the specs that we have. But, you know, we use that in whatever fashion is necessary, working together to get the payment information into PrintTax. With regards to the credit card processing, because of our partnership with Satellite.biz, that's already, those hooks and that process is already set up behind the scenes. It's an automated nightly push, and it just happens.